Diesel and Rodney's Christmas Misadventure. It's Christmas time again, and the other railway diesels are on a mission to ruin it for everyone, again. If someday you should see Diesel the Shunter growling angrily along the line, he may be on his way to a town nestled deep in the heart of the other railway. In this town is a business district filled with bloated bankers and selfish stockbrokers. Every Christmas they dined on solid gold turkeys and money salad, while the thin Gits engines of the other railway had to make do with beans on out-of-date toast and leated brown oil. One December morning, Diesel tooted to all the bankers. It's nearly Christmas, and I'll ignore all your letters and parcels. The select bankers just ignored him back. They were too busy throwing caviar to the ducks. They had no time for poor engines. But a week later, the traditional winter storms came. The other railway was covered in a thick blanket of slush. The engines found work more difficult than usual. Some had to help clear slush from the tracks with trucks full of salt. Yeah, you do not want to know what they did to Bozo's boiler. And workmen hacked away at the frozen banks of ice to get to their Christmas savings out of their accounts. You might say that their assets were frozen. Oh, give me a break. It's Christmas. Anyway, Diesel and Rodney were collecting important goods for Christmas. They were going to dump it in the canal and spend the day at the fuel depot. Driver says there's lots of post for the business district, said Diesel. I'll need an extra drink for it all. Rodney was feeling cold and bitter. Hey, it's not fair. You're not leaving any post for me to ruin, young greedy grok. But Rodney's chance had come. there's been a change of plan, says Diesel's driver. The thing eats us to the big fat station. Rodney, you're to take Diesel's train to the town. Rodney was delighted, but Diesel was livid. No, but I won't be able to say Merry Christmas to all my enemies. No, don't worry, said Rodney smugly. I'll do it for you. No, it's not the same, grumbled Diesel. I've written a song and everything. Rodney was making good time on his way to town, only 20 minutes late, when suddenly, "Hey, pigeon puddings, what's that?" called his driver. There ahead was a fogman by the line. He was holding up a bundle of crimson material. The town is cut off by red tape, he shouted. "Those bloody bakers have hired the entire town for their annual Christmas party. And I think it's time we taught those snobs a lesson." Rodney remembered when they snowed in Mrs. Cruelly 2 years ago before and grinned broadly. "But it's snow. Workmen and a helicopter," said the foreman. "These the trucks in the signs and go back quickly." "Yeah, gladly," said Rodney. "I was going to dump this anyway." Rodney was soon growling into the airfield. "Oi! Private Parts, up and at 'em!" Private Parts was an old military helicopter who lived at the airfield. He's a paranoid fellow, said by many to have more moustache than common sense. He was discharged from the army after a disastrous mission where he mistaken a QE-2 for a German U-boat. Now he spends his days sleeping and accusing people of being spies. "Toot toot!" he bellowed. "Wake up, you old goat!" Private Parts woke with a start. "Whoa! What's that? Hey, you come to finish me off? You crafty Jerry! Hey, take that!" He fired his gun, pelting Rodney with snowballs. "Hey, will you stop that, you mad fossil?" snapped the Diesel. "The sport bankers are having their annual piss-up. We're going to ruin it." "Oh, croaky!" replied Private Parts. "I like a good bumming to keep me warm." And he bumbled away, knocking down a windsock in the way. "Now," groaned Rodney, "what's next?" Suddenly there was Diesel with Scrappy the tractor and the works train. "Get your ass in gear, Rodney," tooted Diesel, "and follow me." The two engines battled their way through the red tape. At last they reached the town. Private Parts was already there, busily dropping snow on people and animals. Scrappy got to work.
Hey, yucky stuff.
He snarled as he pushed the snow onto the road.
Ah, damn you, Rodney. And damn you, Diesel.
Booed the bakers.
You're the worst bunch of Santa Clauses this town's ever had.
What's that, Santa Claus? Asked Rodney stupidly. Diesel rolled his eyes. Santa Claus is that fat B-word who drops coke down the chimneys at Christmas time. Rodney looked at his exhaust. I wonder if... No, laughed Diesel. Coke drinks, Rodney, not coke powder. Yeah, speaking of crack, that reminds me. Your silly subplot is back at the siding, isn't it? Rodney hurried back to dump it in the river. Just then, Ari arrived with the brakefather.
We brought lots of hard liquor and expired food for the bankers,
He tooted. With all the expensive restaurants blocked off by snow, the hungry bankers swarmed around the train.
Hey, that's our Christmas dinner, exclaimed Diesel. Have you got Ollie in your brain or something?
Yeah, what's the thing? Gets orders. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. Diesel and Rodney exchanged nervous looks. That night, all the engines had gone back to their sheds, drunk off their wheels, except Ari. The strong alcohol and expired food had left the bankers lightheaded and sick as they stumbled to and from the toilets. The workmen crept into their houses and gathered up their things. They loaded sacks and parcels into the brakefather. Then they set off through the neon-lit industrial complex. All the engines were fast asleep in the sheds. As Ari spluttered noisily into the yard. He knew exactly what the workmen were going to do, but he pretended it was going to be a big surprise. Bless him. He still leaves a glass of oil out for Father Christmas every year. When the engines woke the next morning, they could hardly believe their eyes, and only partly because of their hangovers. The sheds had been repainted and redecorated with antique furniture, top-of-the-line range game consoles, and an entire forest of Christmas trees covered in fur coats. Money lay everywhere. The agents tooted in delight. Everyone agreed that it really wasn't a crappy Christmas after all.